Welcome to Art of UG Publishing, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm really looking forward to getting into today's topic with you. We're exploring a story that's got, well, everything. Ambition, failure, and that long, hard climb back. We are diving into The Knockout King, A Fighter's Redemption by Bill Vincent.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book, and it's really more than just, a boxing story. It gets deep into what happens when someone in the public eye falls hard. We're talking about Jack the Knockout King Thompson, a legend, huge rise, then just a devastating fall from grace. So today we're looking at how he navigated all that, the public shame, the isolation, and how he eventually found, well, a way back. Forgiveness, purpose, the whole deal.
Exactly. And that's our mission here, really, to pull out the core lessons from Vincent's story, how Jack deals with massive adversity, finds strength when he's most vulnerable, and discovers just how powerful things like community and mentorship can be. It's almost like a roadmap, for anyone who's ever stumbled and wondered, can I actually get back up from this? Not just physically, but inside. So let's start right at the beginning, Jack Thompson's early days. The book talks about the rough neighborhoods of Chicago. What does Vincent tell us about boxing for him back then? Was it just about ambition or something deeper?
Oh, it was definitely deeper, almost primal, I'd say. Boxing wasn't just a sport for Jack. It was like his lifeline, his escape. These neighborhoods, they were tough, a real pressure cooker, and the ring gave him focus, discipline, a way to channel all that energy. The book really drives home that his fists were his way out, his path to something more, and boy, did he rise fast. That single, devastating punch Vincent describes, that earned him the name the Knockout King. He just tore through opponents, racking up titles, became a hero, basically.
Right. Until he wasn't. The myth just shattered, didn't it? That fight against Carlos the Hammer Rodriguez. Vincent really paints a picture of the arena, the buzz, everyone expecting another knockout. But then, fifth round, a momentary lapse in focus. And everything changed.
Yeah, that tiny lapse. That was all Rodriguez needed. He jumped on it. Brutal combination, and down goes Jack. You could feel the shock, the crowd, Jack himself. He got back up somehow, but the damage was done. Mentally, physically. Seventh round. It's over. Vincent writes about him tasting blood and defeat bitter in his mouth. Just devastating. Each count from the ref felt like another blow.
And the fallout was immediate. Vicious, really. 0-0 overnight. Suddenly it's accusations, flying doping, throwing the fight into legal betting, you name it. The media that built him up, now they were tearing him down. Sponsors bolted, titles stripped. Just total public crucifixion.
And the book does a powerful job of putting you right inside Jack's head during that time. The isolation, he just vanished. Holed up in his apartment. Vincent describes it so vividly, the walls closing in, the place becoming a mess, empty beer bottles and takeout containers reflecting the chaos in his mind. He ignored everyone. Friends, family, just drowning in regret, shame, self-loathing. It wasn't just being alone, it was a deep psychological withdrawal. A king with no kingdom.
He felt like a fighter without a fight. Just stuck in the wreckage, couldn't see a way out. Makes you wonder, how do you even start to claw your way back from that kind of darkness?
Well, Vincent shows us it often starts with someone reaching in, a jolt from the outside. There's this really moving scene with Mike, his best friend, his old trainer. Mike finally gets through to him, sees the state he's in, the drinking, confronts him, and Jack just breaks down, says, I don't know who I am anymore. It wasn't just losing fights, it was losing his entire sense of self.
And the public certainly wasn't helping him find it again. When he finally did go out.
Yeah.
Wow, kid sneering. How's it feel to be a cheat? This woman telling him her son's hero was gone. It wasn't just reading headlines, it was face-to-face rejection, pushing him further into isolation. Fame cuts both ways, doesn't it?
It really does. But right there, in that deep despair, a little light starts to flicker. And it comes from Maria. She steps in, calm but firm, tells him he has to stop shutting everyone out, to face the pain. Her approach is key. It's not about blame, it's about opening a door.
Yeah, and this is where the book really digs into Jack's psychology. He finally opens up to Maria, admits the depression, feeling like a failure, like he doesn't deserve to be happy. What was it about Maria's response that made such a difference? Why was her compassion the turning point?
It was her belief in him, I think. Unconditional. She didn't brush off his pain, but she refused to let him define himself by it, telling him he's not alone, never a failure. That wasn't just, saying nice things. It was fundamentally shifting the frame. His worth wasn't tied to his record. For someone who lived on external validation, that unwavering acceptance from Maria, it was the first crack in the armor. It allowed him to start healing.
But the real spark, the thing that actually got him thinking about fighting again, it came from somewhere totally unexpected, right? This letter from a kid, Tommy.
Tommy's letter. Yeah, that's powerful stuff. Pure, simple wisdom from a kid. He wrote something like, "You taught me that it's not about winning or losing, but about never giving up, and no matter what, you'll always be my hero." It wasn't just flattery, it was a challenge. Tommy saw the fighter's spirit, not the fallen idol. It forced Jack to look at himself differently. Was he living up to the hero this kid still saw? That lit a fire. And that leads to the big moment, the call to Mike. "I think I'm ready to start training again."
Wow. Just stepping back into that gym. The smell of sweat and leather must have been huge and hard. The book talks about that first day, his body screaming after months of nothing. What does that tell us about this new start?
It tells us redemption isn't easy. It hurts. Those familiar gym sounds, the smells, they're comforting, sure, but also a reminder of how far he'd fallen.
Yeah.
His muscles protesting shows the physical cost of his despair, but the key part, his spirit was unbroken. And having Mike there, steady, the other fighters nodding, acknowledging the man trying to rebuild, not the scandal, it signals this comeback is different. It's built on humility, not past glory.
And things take another turn pretty quickly. Mike suggests he mentor a young fighter, Alex. Talented kid, raw speed.
Yes, and this mentorship piece is just brilliant. It becomes central to Jack's own redemption. It's almost like enlightened self-interest, you know? He's not just teaching Alex, he's finding this incredible sense of purpose he never got from just winning titles. Sharing his own story, the good and the bad. Alex absorbs it all, they build this bond. Vincent really shows how helping someone else rise becomes the best way for Jack to heal himself. He realizes that's his path back, helping Alex succeed.
You're listening to The Deep Dive, and we're digging into The Knockout King, A Fighter's Redemption by Bill Vincent. If Jack's story of resilience and finding new purpose is hitting home for you, you can grab the full book on Amazon. We put the link right there in our show notes. Okay, so Jack's finding his footing, finding this new purpose with Alex. But the past isn't done with him yet, is it? He runs into Marcus, an old rival, at some community event. How does that shake things up?
Marcus. Yeah, that encounter is a real test. Marcus shows up with that smirk, basically representing all the negativity Jack's trying to move past. It's personal for Marcus. He wants to drag Jack back down, remind him of his failures in public. And you see Jack struggle internally. But here's the growth. Instead of crumbling or exploding, he makes a choice. He decides Marcus's taunts won't derail him. And then he does something bold, challenges Marcus to a rematch. Says he wants to put the past behind me once and for all. It's not about ego this time. It's about taking control, facing that demon head on.
So that sets up the rematch with Marcus the Mauler Johnson. Must have been intense preparation. The book describes Jack and Alex working together, pinpointing Marcus's flaws, coming up with new tactics. Mike's right there too, keeping him focused.
Absolutely. And Marcus tries his usual tricks, the mind games in the locker room, trying to psych Jack out. But Jack's different now. He stays centered. The fight itself is described as fierce, really gritty. And Vincent gives us that key detail. Jack uses his new strategic mind. He notices Marcus drops his left guard, exploits it, lands that crushing left hook, gets the win. But the really telling moment is afterwards, Marcus gives him this reluctant, grudging handshake. It's like, okay, this rivalry is finally over, an acknowledgement that Jack's earned his respect back in a new way.
That win, that closure, it opens a door, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He gets invited to the Golden Gloves tournament. A big deal. A chance to step back onto a larger stage.
Exactly. The Golden Gloves signals a new level. The weigh-in alone is described as electric. He's facing tough new opponents, guys like Carlos El Toro Ramirez, Dmitry the Hammer Ivanov. It shows his comeback isn't just a local thing. He's testing himself against the best again. It's a reminder that growth never stops, right? Always another mountain to climb.
And his first fight there against Carlos really shows how he's changed as a fighter. The book details how he doesn't just rely on power now. He's patient, waits for his opening, sees the drop guard, and bam, the sharp uppercut. It's smart boxing.
Totally. It's the old power combined with new intelligence. And that all builds towards the final showdown against Dmitry Ivanov. Vincent portrays Ivanov as this unbeatable force. Their fight is epic. A chess match of endurance, strategy, grit. Jack's victory there isn't just another win, it's the culmination of everything. All the training, the mental battles, it proves his worth. Mostly, you feel, to himself.
But the growth doesn't stop there. The journey continues. The book takes Jack and Alex up to a mountain training camp with the famous Coach Davis, pushing even harder.
Right, and this part really emphasizes what true dedication looks like. Continuous improvement. The schedule sounds brutal, 5-mile runs on mountain trails, intense strength work. Vincent doesn't sugarcoat it. Jack struggles sometimes, keeping up with the younger guys. You see his age, the wear and tear. But his motivation's different now. It's internal. Plus, he's got Alex's energy pushing him, and this veteran coach, Frank, sees his heart of a champion. Their bond, Jack and Alex's, just gets stronger through this shared hardship.
And then, just when things seem on track,
Hmm.
disaster strikes Alex. A torn knee ligament during sparring. That feels so unfair.
It does. But this is where Jack truly shines as a mentor. It shows how far he's come. No panic, no despair, just rock solid support for Alex. He works with the therapist, redesigns Alex's training upper body, technique work keeps him sharp, and Alex is just determined not to let Jack down. It's incredible. The payoff is Alex competing and winning in a tournament despite the injury. It's this huge testament to their partnership, their shared resilience, proof they can handle anything together.
So, pulling back, the book really uses boxing as a metaphor for something bigger, doesn't it? It's like a universal comeback story.
Oh, absolutely. Vincent lays out this blueprint, really. Protagonist hits rock bottom, finds an ally, Mike, Maria, develops new strategies not just for boxing, but for life. Works as a team, achieves victory, but more importantly, achieves self-understanding. Resilience, adapting, community, finding purpose. These themes run through the whole story, making it relatable way beyond the sport.
And after all that struggle, all the wins, the book brings Jack home. An emotional return, family, friends, his old mentor, Mr. Thompson. It's about more than just celebrating victories.
Yeah, this is about the deepest healing, the personal stuff. Vincent writes about this incredibly difficult but necessary conversation Jack has with his mother. He finally confronts the guilt he carried about his father, and she helps him understand forgiveness. Forgiving others, sure, but crucially forgiving himself. There's this mention of a journal entry, September 3rd. It feels like a moment of profound peace washes over him, the final piece clicking into place.
And with that inner peace, he starts looking outward again. The community embraces him, celebrates his return, and he decides it's time to give back.
Yes, and that's vital for his legacy. He doesn't just bask in the glory, he channels it. Organizes a youth boxing tournament, mentors kids like Ethan personally, teaches them strategy, discipline, not just power. It's a beautiful full circle moment, using his own hard-won experience to help the next generation. That, the book suggests, is the ultimate redemption.
Which leads to his final defining act of this new chapter, opening his own training gym. A dream come true, right? A place to shape futures. It feels like the perfect culmination.
It really does, and it connects back to those themes of community and relationships. The book mentions him reconnecting with old friends, Sarah and Jamie. Those connections anchor him. He keeps reflecting, stays grounded, knows the journey isn't over. It's not an ending, but a new beginning he's ready to grab with both hands. He's fundamentally changed, still growing.
What a story. Seriously, we've followed Jack Thompson from the heights of the Knockout King down to the depths of despair and watched him rebuild himself into this inspiring mentor, this true champion. It's just such a powerful look at resilience, the absolute need for self-forgiveness, the strength you find in community, and, yeah, the huge impact of giving back.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Jack's journey shows redemption isn't just about winning one fight. It's about rebuilding a whole life and then using what you've learned to help others find their way. So maybe the question for all of us is, what shadows from our own past are we ready to step out of? And who could we potentially inspire along the way?
Great question. And if you want to live every moment of Jack's journey, every punch, every doubt, every single triumph in the Knockout King, A Fighter's Redemption by Bill Vincent, definitely click that Amazon link in our show notes. It is absolutely a story worth your time. Thanks so much for joining us on the Deep Dive Podcast.